Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasachade Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. On the occasion of auspicious Ekadasi, so we are going to discuss about the wonderful pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, reading from I Will Build You a Temple, the Juhu story by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Pastimes from SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple, Srila Prabhupada's office. Page number 380. The conclusion was that we must be sincere. But how would we demonstrate that we were sincere? Or how could we become sincere? You are, Prabhupada continued, you can become independent. Nobody can check you. Everyone is independent. Yatechasi tata kuru. But one who wants to be regulated, he has to surrender. That is voluntary. Otherwise, everyone is free to do whatever he likes. And those who are surrendered souls, they will wait for the instruction of Guru and do accordingly. That is the proper Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitate Kariya Aikya Arana Kariha. Make the teachings from the lotus mouth of the spiritual master one with your heart and do not desire anything else. Shri Guru Vandana, stanza 2. That is wanted. Otherwise, all living beings are independent. Even if I say that you do not do it, you are independent. You can do it. Even Krishna gives independence to Arjuna. Yatechasi tata kuru. I have told you everything. Now you do whatever you like. So, that depends on the candidate. Everyone is free to do anything. But if he is actually serious, then he has to do Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittate Kariya Haikya Arana Kariha. To be sincere, serious and surrendered, that I considered was our challenge. If we were successful, we would be saved from mistakes and everything will be revealed step by step. Here, we are discussing about the independent nature of the spirit soul. Spirit soul by itself has got a tiny free will. Krishna is supremely independent. Swarat. You can't tell Krishna what he has to do. He can just do what he wants to do. That becomes the standard. So that quality of Krishna, totally independent, is also present in every living entity. Spirit soul acquires the quality from the source, that is, Krishna is the source. Spirit soul acquires that quality. So with that quality, every one of us can make decision in our life. We keep making decisions actually. Every single moment, whether to do this or that. Options are there. Mind is giving so many options. Intelligence is making a decision every time, using its free will. Nobody can force. So here, Prabhupada is mentioning about how this was demonstrated by Krishna himself. So, in Bhagavad-gita, Mahabharata is ready to start. Both the parties are assembled. Kauravas on one side, Pandavas on another side. And Arjuna was seated in the chariot, driven by none other than Lord Krishna. War is ready to start. And Arjuna was thinking on the other side. He should have known it before also. It is not some surprise candidates are on the other side. They were supposed to be the generals that he is supposed to face. It was known. It is not something, it's not that he figured out that only on the battlefield. These are the people. He didn't. But when physically they were there, then he was moved. Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, all the cousins. So he was compassionate. Why to fight this war? Is it worth to fight? Wars are going on. Whether it is worth or not, we have to see actually. Bombings are going on here and there. What is worth depends upon how you look at it. So, Arjuna has put valid arguments. He has put the arguments that, for this, is it necessary to fight? And then Krishna instructs him Bhagavad-gita. Krishna speaks, wait a minute, you are not this body. You are spirit soul. What is your duty? What is your swadharma? What you are supposed to do? This. Goes on and on. Questions, answer. In between, Arjuna figures out, my friend is not ordinary friend. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. No, I am not, I know that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Arjuna, midway, clearly understood that, he is dealing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, God. So, here, interestingly, Prabhupada quotes, Yate chasi tata kuru. Krishna taught the entire Bhagavad-gita, and in the meantime, he also very clearly indicated that Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight. Indication was given. Take your bow and fight. That's what Krishna wanted. But Krishna did not want to take away that free will. He can't do that. He can't force anybody to do anything, even though he can. Krishna can actually. So at the end, what Krishna says, Yatechasi tata kuru. I have taught you. Everything needs to be known. You are bewildered. You are confused. Now I gave you knowledge. Everything is given. Now you decide what you want to do. Yata ichcha. Whatever is your desire, tata kuru. Do what you want to do. Very important here is that Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead and a very close friend, sometimes we take things for granted and we try to push things and force people to do things. Krishna doesn't do it, by the way. He could have said, hey, Arjuna, you clearly understood I am God. Chalo, I am telling you to fight, you fight. He didn't do that actually. If he does it, if he takes away the free will, you can say that मेरे पास तो कुछ free will ही है ही नहीं, क्या करेगा? The law of karma works because you have that free will. Law of karma cannot work because you are making the decision, you are responsible for it. The law of karma, as you sow, so shall you reap. Because that decision to sow is from you. Because of that, you get the karma. If somebody forces, that fellow will take, So law of karma will not function if the free will is not exercised by the spirit soul. So Krishna, that is why, doesn't take away the free will. He voluntarily gives. Not helplessly, voluntarily. Yatechasi tata kuru. In fact, this is one of the important lessons. If you are doing a MA in philosophy, Yatechasi tata kuru, and then Arjuna says, Karishya vasanam tava. What is the meaning of these two statements? If you answer this, you would have passed MA by 25%. You can answer the question. For a devotee, it is very easy. You see, Krishna gave the independence. Krishna did not take away the independence. He said that Yatechasi tata kuru. So, he did a job of the teacher, guru. Then what does Arjuna do? It's a very interesting thing to note. What is expected of a student? We understand there is a duty of a teacher and duty of a student also. Sometimes we try to understand what is the qualification of the teacher. There is a qualification for the student also, Sab qualification teacher ko hai, qualification student ko nahi to kya karega? So, Arjuna, as a ideal student to the ideal teacher, Krishna is ideal teacher. So, Arjuna says, my dear Krishna, my doubts are cleared. I am very clear about my duty. You have already told me what is the duty. Now, I will do what you want me to do. This is very important. Karishya vachanam tava. As you said, that is what I am going to do. So, here, Krishna did not take the independence of his student, Arjuna. And Arjuna utilized his free will and independence to take the right decision. Arjuna could have said, "Ye bahut kuch bol diya. That is your point of view. My point of view has not changed. I am walking out." He didn't do that. So here, a wonderful exhibition of how a teacher has to be and how a student has to be. Exactly like Krishna and Arjuna were interacting. And Srila Prabhupada is using this to demonstrate that how, as a representative of Krishna, a spiritual master is supposed to do. How the representative of Arjuna, a devotee has to behave. हम लोग तो परंपरा में है ना, परंपरा के बाहर क्या करना. So, for a student, the instruction of the spiritual master is very important. So, Prabhupada explains here that Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittate Koriya Aikya. The spiritual master, here the spiritual master, as we already said, is supposed to be the representative of Krishna. Spiritual master is not a kind of assumed position. Somebody assumes a position. I am become spiritual master. Anything that I want, I can do now. No. You can act in that position when you are truly representing your lineage, parampara, Krishna, the original spiritual master. You are spiritual master because somebody made you to qualify for that. So what that person said should happen. There should not be any change. It should be as it is. If the previous Acharya says one thing and you all of a sudden change something else, then it doesn't work like that. So such a spiritual master who follows in the parampara, when he gives an instruction, that becomes the life and soul of the disciple. Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari Ji ki, Sri Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Spiritual masters' instruction, which are bona fide, authorized, those instructions are as good as the scriptural instruction, as good as instruction of Krishna, and that becomes life and soul of a disciple. Srila Prabhupada received instruction from his spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, to preach Krishna consciousness in the English-speaking world, in the West. Prabhupada was trying to preach. In India, so many things he tried, things were not really working actually. So, when Srila Prabhupada read Bhagavad-gita commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, where he says that the spiritual masters, it is already known actually, but sometimes certain things strike you at a particular time, place and circumstance. It's not something new, it's there already. But when he read from Bhagavad-gita commentary that spiritual master instruction should be life and soul of a disciple, Prabhupada thought, my Guru Maharaj told me to preach in the West and I am already 69 years old. When am I going? So I have to do something. If I don't do it now, when will I do? So that determination to somehow or other do something about my spiritual master instruction is resulted in the manifestation of this wonderful International Society for Krishna Consciousness, where we are sitting here. Otherwise, if that instruction of his Guru Maharaj, if Prabhupada was not determined to do some or other, we all will be in different places. We may not be sitting at least together here. So, that is very important. We have an independence. Prabhupada had the independence to do when to do. Prabhupada didn't really had a clear idea when to do, but at some point of time when that instruction got reinforced by means of the inspiration from within, immediately Prabhupada said, some or other I will do it. So much so that when he asked Sumati Murarji, the chief of Sandhya Steam Navigation Company, a free ticket to go to US in a ship. In fact, Sumati Murarji said, Swamiji, do you know what my staff is telling? They are not telling you directly. My staff is telling that if Swamiji goes to America, he will die there. She was blunt. My staff is telling if you go to America, you will die there. So why do you want to go? So Prabhupada said, no problem. I want to go. Because he is determined. For him, following the instruction of spiritual master is more important than his own life. If at all to die, it's okay. For we are seeing in Mahabharata, everybody was ready to fight. So when you go to the war, either you will return back or you will die. There is nothing like, off. आधा मर गया आधा वापस आ गया ऐसे नहीं मरने तक fighting करेगा. And that they think that it is their pride to die on the battlefield. In fact, a Kshatriya getting the wound on the front is more glorious than getting the wound on the back. On the back, if you get wound, means you are running away from the battlefield. That is coward. That is worse than death. Akirti maranat atirichyati. For a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. They said, let me die in the battlefield. Why I should be dishonored? Such and such person in the such and such family, he ran away from the battlefield. They don't want to go in the history like that. On the other hand, such and such person in the Kaurava dynasty, he came and he fought, with so much valor and he was killed. Oh yes, no problem. So, Prabhupada said that for a preacher, preaching is the most important thing. In the course of preaching, if something happens, fine. At least while preaching, I died. No problem. I will go and try to do my spiritual master's instruction. If I die, no problem. So when Sumati Moraji saw that kind of determination, she said, "ठीक है, इनको रुका नहीं सकता." We can't stop. Unstoppable. Free ticket. So in this way, it is mentioned here how a person has to be sincere and surrendered to the instruction of the spiritual master. When he does that, then automatically success follows. No doubt about that. What prompts the soul to misuse this independence? Achyutananda asked. Misuse of the independence. Because he has little independence. Yatechasi tata kuru. He has got this. Why do some misuse it and some never misuse it? That depends on him. If one is determined that I shall only act according to the advice of my Guru Maharaj, then he is perfect. One has to submit like Arjuna said. Shishyasteham sadhi mam prapannam. Now I am your disciple and your soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Otherwise, he will argue. When a disciple offered that, even the Nitya Siddha, the eternally perfected, liberated soul, had a guru in the spiritual world, Prabhupada replied, liberated soul never says that I am liberated. As soon as he says liberated, he is a rascal. A liberated soul will never say that I am liberated. That is liberation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is God, said, Guru more murka deki karila sasan. My Guru Maharaj saw me fool number one and he chastised me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. And he is God. That is the example. If one remains always servant, everlastingly of Guru, then he is liberated. As soon as he thinks that he is liberated, he is a rascal. That is the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Guru more murka deki. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is murka? Why is he posing himself as murka? I am fool number one. That means that is liberation. You must be ready always to be chastised by Guru. Then he is liberated. And as soon as he thinks that I am beyond this chastisement, I am liberated, he is a rascal. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru mora murka deki korila sasan? This is sahajyavad, thinking, oh, I have become liberated. I don't require any direction from my Guru. Then he is a rascal. Here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is setting an example how a disciple should behave with Guru. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am fool number one. My Guru is telling that to chant, I am chanting. Question is, why are you not studying Vedanta Sutra? Why are you not sitting in a mutt and then do your tapasya and study Vedanta? All these things are required for a sannyasi, especially in the Mayavad order. He took sannyas from Keshav Bharati, who is coming in the line of Shankaracharya. So their job, they think, is to study Vedanta Sutra. and then be liberated. Jivan Mukta, Banja. Jivan Mukta means liberated while living. Without leaving the body, you are liberated. Jivan Mukta, liberated soul walking around like that. Prabhupada says, I am liberated karke bolta hai, you are rascal. Because you are not liberated, you are telling that you are liberated. Jo kiska paas hai, wo bolta nahi hai. Exactly like, oh, I am a pure devotee, karke koi bolega. You are not pure devotee, that's why you are claiming to be pure devotee. That becomes the disqualification of the claim itself. Because a devotee always thinks in a very humble state of mind. Humility is the ornament of a devotee. Arrogance is not. Opposite actually. Somebody thinks I have become a devotee. He has not become. It's very surprising. You know? Somebody says, no, I am not a devotee. Maybe some stuff is there. He is realizing his natural position. Why is he telling like that? A person who is claiming that he is not a devotee, why is he telling he is not artificially doing it? Artificially somebody, Prabhu, I am not a devotee, bro. Then also you don't become devotee anyway. A person who understands his original position, he makes the right kind of climb. How to understand the original thing? That he actually compares his position with what is highest, pure devotional service. How a devotee should be in the 100% Krishna consciousness should be acting. So when he compares with the pure devotee, he feels always that he is superior. Other pure devotee in the line is superior. So when he sees somebody superior, he will become humble, you know. When you don't see anybody devotee and you think yourself are the devotee, you will climb, you know. So we have to be very clear with whom we are comparing. It is exactly like if you have 100 rupees in your pocket, when you walk on the road, if you see a beggar begging for 1 rupee, I don't know what is the minimum denomination nowadays. Suppose 1 रुपया 2 करके बोलता है, आजकल तो 10 रुपया भी मांगेगा, मालूम नहीं, चाय पीने के लिए. Somebody is asking 1 rupee. Let us say 1 rupee. And you have got 100 rupee. Then what do you think? I am a rich man. Obviously you are richer than this beggar. It's not untrue. It is true that you are richer than the beggar. But can he compare with Ambani? अंबानी के साथ कंपेयर करके मैं रिच मैन बोलेगा तो क्या है? उनको वो 100 रुपये नोट को देखता भी नहीं है. वो निकालेगा तो मिनिमम डिनोमिनेशन 500 होगा. पहला 2000 होता था, अभी कम हो गया. तो उनका साथ बात करके मेरे पास 100 रुपीस है. What is the value of that? So a devotee compares with the pure devotee on the highest order, and he feels that he is nothing. That is why he is telling that I am a fool, I am no murkha, I am humbler than a blade of grass. Pranadapi Sunichena will come only when you compare. So don't compare with equals and inferiors. Comparison in devotional service has to be the highest authority. You compare with Prabhupada. I have done a lot of things. What you have done, compare with Prabhupada. Don't think about somebody else who has not done anything. नहीं, सबसे मैं ही ज़्यादा किया. Compare with Prabhupada. Compare with Goswamis. What Rupa Goswami has done. What Sanatana Goswami has done. Even you compare, you say that I am a humble person. So that is what here it means. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, a disciple's attitude towards the Guru is that he has opened my eyes. I was so ignorant. I was doing all materialistic things. I was a useless person in this world. And by means of giving the Krishna consciousness, he made me little bit useful to do something for Krishna. He made me adhikar diya hai, qualification. Otherwise I am doing all material things which are useless, which I have done for millions and millions of lifetimes. So spiritual master gave me an opportunity to understand my position as servant of Krishna. And he has planted the seed of devotional service. So he feels in front of the Guru all the time, no, I am obliged. Especially Mayavadis, when they become liberated, it is like a climbing the ladder and kicking the ladder. They become all in all. Vaishnavas doesn't do that. Vaishnava, like Prabhupada, in spite of doing extraordinary thing in the history of Vaishnavism, no other Acharya has done ever. There are so many great Acharyas. We are not to minimize anybody's position. Ramanuja Acharya, he travelled all over India and made devotees. Madhvacharya travelled all over India and defeated all the Mayavadis. All big Acharyas have come. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he opened Gaudiya Math all over India and Burma, another country, foreign country. But Prabhupada did something very unique. That going to the Western country and preaching to the Westerners who are completely absorbed in materialistic way of life. In India, if you are going and preaching, they already have some background of what you are going to talk, Everybody. But here, completely zero, nothing, opposite, negative. Zero रहेगा तभी अच्छा ही है. Negative mark. All opposite of what is to be done, they were doing to make them understand that they are not the body, they are the spirit soul. Is a very, very difficult job. Prabhupada did. But then, Prabhupada said, all these boys and girls, all these Western devotees, all these boys and girls, they were sent by my Guru Maharaj. He gave credit to Guru Maharaj. Because the original instruction came from him to preach, and when you go to preach, all these people came and they were inspired. Inspired by Prabhupada's presence, inspired by Prabhupada's purity, all those things. But Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj has sent all these boys and girls, American boys and girls, European boys and girls. That is the mood, that is the attitude, that is expected of a disciple. Why this Gaudiya Math failed? Because they tried to become more than Guru. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, before passing away, gave all direction and never said that this man should be next Acharya. But these people, just after his passing away, began to fight. Who shall be Acharya? That is the failure. They never thought, why Guru Maharaj gave us instruction, so many things. Why he did not say that this man should be Acharya? They wanted to create artificially somebody Acharya, and everything failed. They did not consider even with common sense that if Guru Maharaj wanted to appoint somebody as Acharya, why did he not say? He said so many things. And this point is missed, the real point, and they insisted on it. They declared some unfit person to become Acharya. Then another man came, then another Acharya. So better remain a foolish person perpetually to be directed by Guru Maharaj. That is perfection. As soon as he learns that Guru Maharaj is dead, now I am so advanced that I can kill my Guru and I become, then he is finished. They kept fighting, Jasomati Nandan said. And when the real Acharya emerged, they all became wonderstruck. They all became baffled. Now they all know in their hearts. They all know it. I can see. They all know who is the real Acharya. Jai Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. The devotees said, offered obeisances and left. Gaudiya Math was established by His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where it was very successful. You can't. Opening centers all over India, Bombay, Madras, major cities, he opened. So many devotees were made. It made a great impact those days. But then, after disappearance of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the way it expanded, that is not the way it moved further. That's a fact. It's history. We don't have to too much get into details. Who is next Acharya was the question. And there were many claims. And because of which, one united front was broken into so many small mudds. Each mud different persons became. And the effectiveness was very much affected. So, Srila Prabhupada was also a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but he was a grahastha at that point of time. He didn't have any ashram. All the sannyasis had the ashram, Mathatipatis like. He didn't have. In fact, he has to depend on his god brothers for his survival. He didn't have a good cloth to actually wear. Very poverty struck, so to say, quote unquote. But then, Prabhupada did not claim anything. And he tried to preach by staying within the ashram of his god brothers, but it didn't work. Then, he started preaching independently. Wow! Using the independence properly also. Independence is there, you have to use it properly under the instruction of the spiritual master. So Prabhupada said, no, I have to do something for my Guru Maharaj. And Prabhupada went to the West, established Krishna consciousness. And you will have to know that Prabhupada was in his 70s most of the time. 69 he went, in 70 he established, and another 11 years. Mostly he was 70s. So many disciples were made. You will have to know that Prabhupada was in 70s and his oldest disciple was in his late 20s. Many times he will have teenagers also. It's a big gap. Usually in any sampradaya, the acharya, the next one will be just 20 years, 15 years, 30 years gap only. He will select next one. It will be lined up. But here, Prabhupada started late because of this he was very elderly and all the beginners were all very young, happies. They are very inspired, Generally what happens when you come into Krishna consciousness is a new domain. Liberated nature. Talking about liberation. They think they achieved, perfection kind of thing. At some point we think like that. So, Prabhupada knew very well, when he leaves, what will happen? He didn't want it to happen like a Gaudiya Math, certainly. He didn't want that. Each one temple, one person takes care like that. No. So Prabhupada was very intelligently, from the beginning only established a system of management with the governing body commission. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also said like that, but he did not formally establish it. Because of not formally establishing it, then everybody started claiming, I am very close to Guru, so I am the Acharya, etc., etc. Prabhupada made the governing body commission. Said that in the will, Srila Prabhupada's will, the first statement is that the governing body commission is the ultimate managerial authority of the entire International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Very first statement. So he established the line of succession. No ambiguity. No ambiguity. And so in the position of Prabhupada, the final decision is taken by the governing body, GBC. Disciples course, if you have passed, we'll ask you, what is GBC? What is GBC's role? We should all know. That is Prabhupada's establishment. Governing body commission takes the final call on any policy matter, any decision. Whether to go left or right, you have to ask the GBC. Final decision has to come from the GBC. Says, What is the position of Prabhupada? What GBC says? Follow it. Preeminent Siksha Guru for the entire Krishna consciousness movement. We accept it. Because whomever is having Shiksha, they are also getting Shiksha from Prabhupada only in the form of books. They are not manufactured. As it is, we are in the parampara. As it is will come from Bhagavad-gita as it is only, no? So in this way, we see that when somebody artificially claims what he does not deserve for, he will fail. That is the law of nature. Nakli jada chalta nahi. For some time, it will be very impressive. All that glitters is not gold. So, quote unquote. Something glitter doesn't mean that it has to be gold. But gold doesn't go and glitter in front of everybody and say, I am gold, I am gold. Naturally, it will be known as gold. So that is an important thing we should keep in mind in terms of how a disciple should be performing his devotional service. For Janmashtami, we made a stage in the area of the Darshan Mandap. Janmashtami is coming, interestingly. And set out rows of chairs amid the construction work and scaffolding. Prabhupada had heard that the devotees were rehearsing for the appearance of Lord Krishna, and he wanted to see the play before departing for Hyderabad, 2 days before the festival. They were arranging a play, drama, appearance of Lord Krishna. Jagat Purusha had organized the drama and played Kamsa. He became Kamsa. Ananga Manjari played Devaki. Baya Hari played Vasudev. And Achyutananda, plucking the strings of a tambura representing a veena, played Narada Muni. Prabhupada enjoyed the performance and applauded enthusiastically. And as was common in ISKCON dramas, at the end, the devotees' audience chanted together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. Drama करने के लिए time है. Our IYF also does drama, but Janmashtami is so busy. करेगा तभी देखने के लिए कोई नहीं मिलेगा. Audience भी चाहिए actually. Everybody is busy with that. By the way, Janmashtami is coming. We will go a little bit further. We will talk about our Janmashtami coming. Prabhupada enjoyed the performance. Okay. Srila Prabhupada began to leave for the airport. Devotees jumped down from the stage and began to chase after him. And although his car left first, some devotees managed to arrive at the airport before him. Mystic power. Prabhupada is living in the car and they paid obeisances here. And before Prabhupada reached the airport, they were there to pay obeisances again there. Enthusiasm. When he stepped out onto the curb, he found Ananga Manjari and Aditya Dasi there, shouting, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Ananga Manjari was still in costume as Devaki. Devaki is there in an ornate wedding sari. But she was about to leave for America. And as Prabhupada was both elderly and in fragile health, she thought this might be the last time she would see him. And her makeup was smeared by tears. Prabhupada smiled broadly as the woman offered their obeisances. And as they jumped up and down in bliss, he proceeded into the terminal. Prabhupada stood there for the longest time. Ananga Manjari later recalled, learning leaning on his cane and smiling at me, practically laughing when he had to move on. Aditya said, "Did you see how he looked at you and smiled at you?" And I thought, this is the perfection of my life, and I entertained him. She is in the costume, and Prabhupada saw that Devaki has come to send me out. So Prabhupada was smiling. 2 days later, in Hyderabad, Prabhupada asked Saurabh, "What news from Bombay?" Prabhupada is always thinking about what's happening in Bombay. 2 days back only he was in Bombay. In 2 days he was asking what is new. Expectations are very high. You'll have to know that, when you are dealing with a great personality, you'll have to increase your performance level to come up to the expectation level. The Janmashtami festival was a great success, Saurabh replied. We counted approximately for the last 2 days, 20,000 people. The place was packed. People were everywhere. They were sitting everywhere, even on the balconies and in the scaffolding, Indian style. Scaffolding में भी बैठने के लिए जगह मिलेगा तो बैठ जाएगा. The press and the television people came. Gopal Krishna Goswami asked, every year the television comes. They televised this? The film news, Saurabh answered. For the Abhishek ceremony, which lasted about an hour, even those days 1 hour Abhishek, up till 1 o'clock, everyone remained. There were thousands of people. They were just everywhere. So, Janmashtami is always Janmashtami. Ever expanding Janmashtami actually, not the same. In Janmashtami there is no as it is. It has to be more. You can see in 1970s with the Tin Shed Temple. We are talking not this temple by the way. The temple, Tin Shed Temple, such a small place. So, they were in 2 days, they counted, it was 20,000 people, 10,000 people on one day, 20,000, maximum 15, 5, whatever it is. So 2-day Janmashtami is not something new, it looks like. 20,000 people those days when Krishna consciousness was just, sprouting in Bombay. In Bombay, ISKCON, Hare Krishna temple. Now, Janmashtami means they know that they have to come to Juhu, ISKCON, right? Juhu, ISKCON specifically. There are so many ISKCON centers also. But final destination is Prabhupada's office. Prabhupada's office. So, since all the congregational devotees are here, it's an opportunity to also tell you, you must be already knowing, by the way, that every year the crowd increases or decreases? Decreases? You said decreases? Increases? Acha, theek hai. Sahi bolo. It only increases. It only increases. Good that more and more people are coming to have darshan of SriSriRadhaRasbihari, so that at some point they will get some inspiration to become Krishna conscious. They may be coming with so many things, that we are not worried. They have to come. And our responsibility is that give something to them or the other, so that at some point of time in their life they will become Krishna conscious. Either a book, either prasadam, or enrolling them for a course. No, don't do that very much, within limits. Limited enrollment, let us say. That itself should not. Bottom line is that, the celebration is grand success. That should be more and more grander it could be. More and more grander it could be, but success. You will be very surprised. I am seeing Janmashtami for 35 years. crowd comes. It's not that not come. But then, like last year, those who have managed crowd control on the general public side, actually, long time back, the queue used to be up to, sometimes the queue used to go straight, sometimes it will take a turn towards that Alfred Kreda road, towards Aroganidhi. And people standing in the queue up to Juhu bus station is not something new. It used to be always. उधर तक रहेगा तो ठीक है, क्राउड तो आता था, बट क्यू में आता था, सिंगल क्यू. देन वी मेड इट डबल क्यू. मीन 2 people at one मतलब लंबा पड़ेगा ना. बट लास्ट ईयर जनरल पब्लिक गेट नंबर 3 in front of Shiva temple, around 11:30, it was not just 1 person queue, the entire road became queue. No, it is completely packed, entire road. It was never seen like that before actually. Never seen. Crowd used to be there. They used to come in the queue. 1 person, 2 person ठीक है. वो रोड का width कितना है? उसका मतलब कितना लोग होगा? 25%. These are packed. 25 times you'll have to multiply the length actually. So crowd increasing. You don't know how much crowd this year we'll get. So, are you ready to make it successful Janmashtami? So, we are discussing about having the Janmashtami on 2 days. 2-day Janmashtami. You can have everyday Janmashtami actually. You can celebrate Krishna's festivity every day. Festivity means what? You do activities in such a way that you get closer to Krishna. 1 nanometer. Even if you get 1 nanometer closer to Krishna, it is good actually. I hope you understand what scale I am talking about. Millimeter आएगा तो बहुत हो जाता है. Nanometer भी आएगा तो भी ठीक है. So if we are giving an opportunity for somebody to get 1 nanometer closer to Krishna, it's a success. So we want more people to come. You don't pray to Krishna, please don't send so much crowd, This is a prayer you will make. Krishna will not smile at you, will laugh at you. Stupid rascal. तुमको इधर बिठाया इसके लिए. Strain your brain how to manage. That is important. You strain your brain, Tirupati में कितना करोड़ आता है? Anybody is telling that Balaji, please send less people, कोई बोलता है क्या? Crowd management system is such that any amount of crowd managed. That's all. Sometimes. So in the same way, our service, our dedication, our sincerity depends upon how we actually facilitate the people to come closer to Krishna. Don't tell them, don't come. Oh, today is going to be a lot of crowd. We request all the devotees to pray at home. Please don't come to the temple. Shall we send a message? We have to invite people to come and you have to manage. That is our service. So, the Janmashtami is going to be celebrated 2 days. And generally, the previous day also is Janmashtami celebrated outside. Maharashtrians, Madrasis, खुद Madrasi है. So, 1 day before ही होता है celebration. And on the Janmashtami day, outside people do dahi and ghee. So 2 days celebrating is not unusual actually. We will facilitate them also. We tell them to come 1 day before and take darshan, nice darshan. You will not have much crowd. If you come on the day also, crowd will be there. We will facilitate you, but follow the system. Don't break the door and open inside. Breaking the gate is not allowed. Come in the queue. You stand up to Juhu beach also, no problem. We will keep, the Lord is so merciful, He will give darshan to you. We will request Him. Sir, please don't mind. 1 day, थोड़ा overtime करना है. Overtime तो सब लोग करते हैं. Worker भी overtime है, भगवान भी overtime है. Janmashtami means overtime है. Janmashtami time, who did so much overtime? Personal department doesn't ask. कर दिया ना? Okay, ठीक है. So, Pujari भी overtime. Krishna also will do overtime. Radha Rasbihari, everybody overtime. Darshan will be there. But we want a successful Janmashtami. Some mishap happens when mismanagement happens. Proper arrangement is not there. Once you have proper arrangement, things in place, then nothing. You just have to depend on everything you will do. Finally, you will have to depend on Krishna. So he will manage. But you don't do anything and depend on Krishna, Krishna will not approve that. You will be failing in your duty. So in this way, Prabhupada said, you do nice festival. You decorate Radha Rasbihari so nicely. The people will come and see, they will get, just by seeing the Lord, they will be inspired also. Just for that, you will have to give them the facility, to come. So that is very important. So now we are expanding the Janmashtami also to celebrate in a bigger way by doing it 2 days, and all of you have to do overtime also. If Krishna is doing overtime, can you say that hamare se nahi hoga? Bolega? Ready? Haribol! Shri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. There is a lot of things are there. So maybe I will take some questions or comment. Anything if you want to ask, especially. Okay, I think we'll discuss something now. Yes, Mike? Questions or comments if you have something about Janmashtami or anything else, anything that we discussed.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice class. Prabhuji, in the starting point, we were discussing about submission.
What is that?
Submissive, sincerity. So, Giriraj Swami Maharaj writes 3 words: sincerity, submissive, and surrender. So now this sincerity is little subjective, Prabhuji. Like somebody may be this much, and he'll say he's sincere. Somebody will do this much, and then still he will say, I am not sincere. He feels he want to be more sincere, like that.
Subjective for whom? From whose perspective?
That individual who is practicing, if he compares, like you said, if you compare with a higher person, then humility will come. Like you told example of Prabhupada. So then how one can understand that really genuinely he is sincere?
We don't have to be judge other person whether he is sincere or not.
For ourselves also.
Ourselves, when you are sincere, your activity will demonstrate your sincerity. What is the purpose of your action is always there, When you see, without any hidden agenda, without any motivation, when he does something for serving Srila Prabhupada, serving the institution, it will be revealing. You can't put a show for a long time. You can't artificially create your sincerity and cheat the whole world. You can cheat 1%, you can cheat 2%, you can cheat 3%, you can cheat 100%, you can cheat 1 lakh, 1 crore. You can cheat the whole world. You can't cheat Krishna. Whole world you can cheat also. Krishna within the heart will laugh at you. You rascal, you are cheating everybody. Can you cheat Krishna? So what are you doing for? If you are doing it for Krishna, you are trying to cheat him, then what is the value of that? You are not cheating anybody. You are cheating yourself. You are the loser, nobody else. For some immediate name, fame and glory, you can put up a show. But that show, at the best, can last until your death. After that what? After that what? You lose everything that you have put and back to negative. Not even square one. Negative balance mein jayega. So, there is no need. You know very well that what is my capacity, what best I can do. Even if you do little bit thing, do it sincerely. A beggar who comes to the temple and comes in front of Krishna and he puts 1 rupee that he begged. This is my contribution to you. he goes. That is better than somebody who is stealing and say that I have done a great thing, I am giving you 100 rupees. I stole 100 rupees, I am giving you, 1 rupee is too small for me. I have to give more to you. So I am giving 100 by stealing. What Krishna will like? He will like 100 rupees. He is depend on your 100 rupees. He is going to be impressed. Oh, what a great thing you did. 100 rupees you brought to me. Is he going to tell? He will see the attitude of the person, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. A devotee with devotion, when he gives a simple thing, I accept Krishna said. If devotion is not there, anything you give, what happened to the Duryodhana? Duryodhana offered Krishna, he is Yuvaraj of Yadus. He came, so royal treatment has to be given. So ready, royal feast, state dinner is waiting for him. He didn't take it, He went to, where did he go? Vidura's house, who is dependent on Kauravas. Vidura is maintained by Kauravas. So it is like, whatever facility he had is given by Kaurava only. But then it came to Vidura, means it is Vidura's property. So he was better happy there. So in that way, sincerity is something which has to be determined by the person himself by self-introspection. Honestly. Honesty is very important. And at the end of the day, you will not be dishonest if you keep in mind Krishna is watching. Most of the time, we conveniently ignore this. Conveniently ignore this. So we do all kinds of drama. Drama should be done on Janmashtami for the pleasure of the Lord. Not you do different kind of drama to Krishna on Janmashtami day. Drama has to be done to actually inspire somebody by that pastime so that, they can get 1 nanometer closer to Krishna. Not drama to make yourself apparently very close to Krishna. In the drama you may put Krishna's role. You don't think yourself you become Krishna. Krishna ban gaya. How long? You have to take away your makeup, As long as your makeup is there, you can be Krishna. After that, you can't. So sincerity is something to be honestly self-introspective. If you are sincere, then you will know what is actually your situation and you will not engage in making a false projection of yourselves. Yes. Yeah.
हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी आप बता रहे थे कि जो हम हैं तो कंपेयर करना चाहिए प्योर डिवोटी से, नहीं तो फिर प्रभुपाद जी से कितना कर रहे हैं। तो एट प्योर डिवोटी के लेवल पे फिर वो कैसे कंपेयर करते, किसको कंपेयर करते जिससे वजह से वो करती है?
बोला ना, प्रभुपाद always keeps telling that my Guru Maharaj told me to do it. So he is always considering his Guru Maharaj at the higher level. He never said that I am equal to my Guru or I am more than my Guru. My Guru Maharaj preached in India and Burma. I have preached in America, Canada, Australia, Britain, Great Britain, France, and all kinds of lists you can make. Did he say any time? Did he say any time? Guru Maharaj preached in Bengali. I am preaching in English. I have got disciples from languages that I don't speak, I don't speak Spanish, I don't speak German. Still I have got disciples. Did he write anywhere? A disciple always feels in front of his guru he is his humble servant. Simple, bottom line. When you become humble means your guru is superior to you. Obviously, he has already demonstrated that. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati anytime said that my Guru Maharaj was not even leaving Navadip. I came to Calcutta, the capital city of India, those days. I am preaching in Burma. I have established Gaudiya Math. I am great. Anywhere you have read of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writing? In fact, his Guru Maharaj was not that educated. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was so educated, the Calcutta University offered him a chair. He offered him a professorship. Surya Siddhanta, he was a top scholar. That is why the name, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Surya Siddhanta was a top scholar. So he didn't accept the professorship there. So in the parampara, you will find all the acharyas. So many things, each one of them done. Many of them have done very unique things actually. But still they will never say that they have done better than their previous acharya. That's all. Simple. Their very activity demonstrates that they have acted in a very humble way. They don't have to say that I am acting in a humble way. The person who is acting in a humble way doesn't write it down or speaks about it. He just does it. That is what Prabhupada said. No, somebody says I am liberated. He is a rascal, Prabhupada says. A liberated person acts in such a way that his very activity demonstrates to others that he is liberated. Others should understand, not that you have to go and make a campaign, propaganda. You don't have to put it on the Facebook. I am a liberated soul, please. Facebook mein dalta hai na? Social media, Facebook. No, they are not worried about it. Their activity demonstrates. Always. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can himself do it, what to speak of others? He could have said, I am Supreme Personality of God, just listen. No, he said, my Guru told me I am a fool. Is he a fool? He is a Pandita. Even as a small boy, Nimai Pandit, he defeated Keshava Kashmiri, who was Dik Vijay Pandit actually. Right? He can, as a small boy, Nimai Pandit can defeat Keshava Kashmiri. Now, he is telling, my Guru said I am a fool, so I am doing what he says. Because that is the attitude a disciple is supposed to take. He is teaching us how we should be acting. Simply for us, it is not for him. We have to see if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can say like that. Sometimes, it is very difficult for anybody to say I am a fool. Why? What will others think, All the while I am making it appear that I am a very intelligent person. I have to tell I am a fool. Ego will not allow so easily. So only when you overcome the influence of ego, you can be telling that. Otherwise it's not possible. How many people in the world can tell I am a fool? Anybody, the fool only will tell that I am intelligent man. Isn't it? Only a devotee who is very advanced, he can say I am a fool. Otherwise nobody. So when one does that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. So what he is teaching, Goswamis are teaching, or Parampara is teaching. So we have to follow their footsteps, that's all. Okay. Hanuman Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण। प्रभु जी, एक समय सूरत में भगवान जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा के अवसर पर ड्रामा हुआ था। वो ड्रामा में दिखाया था कृष्ण और बलराम के हाथों से मुष्टिक, चाणूर और कंस ये मारे गए थे।
क्या 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 मारे गए?
कंस, मुष्टिक और चाणूर, ये इनका कृष्ण और बलराम के हाथ से वध हुआ था।
अच्छा, ठीक है।
मर गए थे। और उसके बाद वो भक्त लोग कर्टन बंद किया नहीं, ऐसे उठ के चले गए अंदर। तो सारे जो देखने वाले ऑडियंस थे पेट पकड़ पकड़ कर हंस रहे थे, बोले मर गए, उठ कैसे गए वापस। हरे कृष्ण।
वो ड्रामा है ना।
हाँ हाँ
ड्रामा में जो मरता है उठ जाता है। रियल मरने वाला तो मर गया, ये तो डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन कर रहा है। ये नकली लोग हैं, वो असली लोग मर गया। Yes, people understand that it's a fun. Okay. श्री श्री राधा रस बिहारी जी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महा महोत्सव की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।